Gordon's model of dividend decisions. This model also says that market price of share is getting affected because of companies' dividend payments, dividend decisions. Namaste, welcome to my YouTube channel MBA Shala. In this video, I am going to explain you in detail Gordon's model of dividend decisions. Gordon's model is based on simple two arguments. First one is investors are risk averse and they put a premium on certain return for uncertain returns. What do you mean by this? Investors, the basic assumption of this model, this dividend decisions is earnings are to be paid as dividend or to be retained. This is the question mark before any financial manager of a firm. If amount is paid as a dividend, let us assume 100% amount is paid as dividend, then how can it finance its internal projects? If company is retaining its profits, its earnings, and if you don't pay dividend, then equity shareholders may, because some of them they may be expecting current income, this dividend as their income. So some various reasons are there. So its result might be on market price of share and it may fall down. So this Gordon's model argues that market price of share is dependent on dividend decisions. Dividend decisions. It clearly says that dividend decisions of a firm affects its market price. So, what are these two assumptions, arguments? Investors are risk averse. It means that if investors are, company is saying that it will retain the amount, it will retain all the earnings and it will invest on investment projects, then investors may think that their investment in the company is at risk. They are rational. They want to avoid risk and therefore they prefer current dividend. They will agree to this point that you can retain this amount only when if you are in a position to give them more return than the available return or the market return that they get from the current market. So they expect a premium, more return than what the actual return they are getting from the market. So based on these two arguments and on the basis of certain assumptions, Gordon has tried to prove his theory that market price of share is getting affected because of companies' dividend decisions. Let us see what are the assumptions. The firm is all equity firm and there is no chance of debt. Means the firm's financing constitutes of only equity, no chance of any debt. And all the projects, internal projects, investment projects are financed by internal earnings, internal financing, no question of external financing. And it was also assumed that R and K0, R stands for return on investment and K0 stands for overall cost of capital, both will remain constant. And this K0 will always be greater than growth rate. Now what is this growth rate? Growth rate is the product of B and R. B stands for retention ratio or plowback ratio multiplied by return on investment. So this is the growth rate where K0 is always greater than growth rate. And the firm's stream of earnings is perpetual in nature, infinite for infinite period, and firm has infinite life. And B, once decided, what is this B? Retention ratio. Or as I said, retention ratio or plowback ratio. It remains constant and there are no corporate taxes. And this is the formula we can apply to find out market price of share, where P is equal to stands for EPS and B stands for retention ratio and K naught overall cost of capital. The product of B and R, you may write this as G also, right? Depending upon the given data in the question, you can apply any one of these, either B into R or growth rate, right? So this is the formula we can apply to find out market price of share and how it is getting affected because of firm's dividend decisions. Let me take a small example to help you in finding out market price of share. Say EPS is 10 rupees and retention ratio is 40%. Retention ratio is 40%. Capitalization rate K naught is 15%. Our return on investment is 14%. This is the data belonging to one company and we are asked to find out market price of share according to Gordon's model. According to Gordon's model, value of market price of share, value of a share can be calculated using the formula P is equal to E into 1 minus B divided by K naught minus B into R. You substitute all the values here. 10 into 1 minus B. B is retention ratio 40%. You have to write this as 40 by 100, which is 0.4 whole divided by K naught. This is 15%, so 0.15 minus B into R. Retention ratio is B, right? So B into R 0.4 into R is 14%, 0.14. Now answer is 63.83 rupees. So this is how you can apply Gordon's model to find out market price of share, and in this Gordon has clearly proved that market price of share will get affected due to firm's dividend decisions, right? And these are the two assumptions on the arguments on the basis of which he has tried to prove this theory. Happy learning.